I'm Peggy Walkush with Keller Williams. Well, as my clients Amber Bontempi and Melissa Morey will attest, buying your first home calls into play a whole host of emotions.
Exciting,
yeah,
nerve-wracking, lots of different emotions.
Definitely excited. We've been looking for quite a while, and we found this place. We really both liked it, which was not the case for many other properties, but this place just feels right.
For Amber and Melissa, the general home inspection was a critical first step in assessing the condition of this older Spanish home they were buying.
Yeah, that's the biggest concern when you're putting a big chunk of your life savings down on a house. You don't want to have to worry later, 3 or 4 months in, that you have this huge expense to come up. So we wanted to make sure that definitely that there wouldn't be any surprises.
Well, San Diego has many older neighborhoods, such as the one that Amber and Melissa purchased their home in, where homes were built in the early 1900s, 1920s, 30s, and 40s. And while these homes have amazing charm and detailing that you won't find in a lot of the newer homes today, it is critical that the home inspector take a look at the major systems of the home, such as the electrical, the plumbing, the foundation, and the roofing, to see if it's in good condition and if it's ever been updated. We sat down recently with Philippe Heller, president of the San Diego Real Estate Inspection Company, to discuss general home inspections. So just how important is it for a buyer to have a home inspection?
Well, the main reason for a home inspection is to uncover potentially significantly costly repairs that may not be apparent after you close. The last thing you want is to move into a house and find out that there's hundreds or even thousands of dollars in repairs that you just didn't know about. We don't look for cosmetic details like the occasional chipped tile or a slight settlement crack. What we're looking for are problems with the main components of the house, and those would be the roof, the foundation, plumbing systems, heating systems, things like that, that if you move in and you find that they don't work or they need repair or replacement, could really cost you a significant amount of money.
We know that the four major systems of a home are the foundation, the plumbing, the roof, and the electrical. And most of the older homes are on raised foundations. What exactly does that mean to be on a raised foundation?
A raised foundation typically is when they poured a concrete perimeter and built the walls on top of that. And the floor structure is supported by a system of posts and piers and beams. What happens in particular with those types of houses or houses of that type of construction is that the posts and piers can settle if there was ever a water event under the house from heavy rain or perhaps a leak. Some of the posts may have sunk in the dirt.
What roof types do we see in San Diego in some of the older homes?
There are mainly two roof types on the older homes. There are flat roofs, and then there are traditional pitched or hip roofs, which have an asphalt shingle on them.
How often should a buyer expect to replace a roof?
Most roofs last about 20 years. Some of the newer materials can last 30 or more years, but what you're typically looking at on houses built in the 50s is you usually have a 20-year roof, which means hopefully it was replaced in the 70s and perhaps again in the 90s. So we're coming up on the time frame when a lot of those roofs need to be replaced.
What are the common electrical problems you would find in an older home?
Electrical systems in homes built prior to 1950 may have fuses rather than circuit breakers, which we know today. The problem with those older electrical systems is that they were installed during a simpler time. Most people didn't have very many appliances in their kitchen, maybe a percolator or toaster. And of course today when we go to plug in our microwave ovens and our fancy coffee makers and grinders and stand mixers, we can easily overtax those old electrical systems.
What are the common plumbing issues in an older home?
Older homes typically have cast iron drain lines, and these cast iron drain lines are metal, and like any metal, they are susceptible to rusting. The lifespan of the cast iron plumbing is about 50 or 60 years. When we see cast iron drain lines that appear to be original, we recommend that you get a licensed plumber to do a video scope, and that's where they take a camera that's attached to a long fiber optic cable and they actually pass it through the pipes and record it onto a DVD, and they actually can inspect the pipes from inside out, and you can see what the condition is from the inside.
Depending on what the general inspection uncovered, a buyer may bring in specialists to assess particular parts of the home, electrical, foundation, roofing. They may request repairs or a credit from the seller, or they may accept the condition of the property as is. In some cases, based on a general inspection, a buyer may cancel the contract. But as you can see, in any case, it's a critical first step. Reporting for At Home San Diego Live, this is Peggy Walkush with Keller Williams. Make it a great day.